Hello everybody, I'm going to show you how to tune your banjo, and I'm going to show you the chords in the G tuning, because there's 3 tunings that you want to play with the banjo, because they sound really weird and like you can't get in a regular G tuning. The G tuning is the popular banjo tuning. This isn't the minstrel tuning, this is the claw hammer, the bluegrass tuning everybody uses. And I'm going to show you, I already tuned the strings to G, high G, D, high G, D, G, that might be a little flat, B, and D. Okay, I'm going to retune my G here. Now these pegs, they're pretty easy, you just turn them, but as you turn them you're going to feel like sometimes you have to snug them back in because they're getting loose, and that's exactly what you have to do. You have to sometimes, when you're turning your peg left or right, sharp or flat, you have to push them in once in a while, okay? And there's a lot of winding on those pegs, and that's a tall peg, and the reason is that string has to come over that nut. That's the nut. That string has to come over the nut at as most angles as we can get. The way you do that is you feed the string onto the peg. I've already fed it onto the peg with a lot of winding, and that winding helps keep that string low on the peg. You want that string down by the brown wood. See, as close as you can get. And that keeps the angle on there. And if you don't have the angle, then you get a buzz. Okay? So these strings here, these top 2 strings in time might develop a lot of string on them, especially these top 2. They're smaller strings and they seem to stretch more. If there gets to be so much winding on there that the string is pinched between the winding and the brown wood, then unwind the peg, unhook it, and cut about 1 inch of string off. And then wind it back on. But keep the string, you see what I'm talking about? Want those strings coming in low on the peg. That's the way friction pegs work in nylon strings, okay? You'll get used to them after you tune them a little bit. And remember, when you're fretting, if I don't say this later when I'm showing you chords, you don't play here and you don't play here. You always touch the fret, because these aren't frets, these are fret markers. You have to touch right there. If you touch here, you're flat, because there is no fret there, right? And I have to keep telling myself that too when I'm playing this. Okay, now let me show you. First I'll show you the chords, I think, and we can just strum. Now when you go like that, open, that's the chord G in open G tuning. The chord C is this string, or this fret, this one, and this one. That's it. G string here is open. Now I'll show you. So it's there, there. Remember, see, I went like that. No, the finger has to be the fret. And go like this. And that is a C. holding the camera and strumming at the same time. Okay, look how my finger slipped. My ring finger, I gotta get that like that. Now banjos are not about chording, okay? And the longer you play, the longer you're gonna find that out. But it's a chord world. So we gotta learn a couple chords. That's the D. D is only 2 strings, there and there, and that's it. The C, you can keep the index right there and go way over there and go here. Then when you go to D, you lift those up and you go to there. Now let me play you a song. I'm going to use the claw hammer right hand technique, and I'll show you that in a minute. I'm going to try to get the camera where I can. God, this is hard. Maybe you'll be able to see this, maybe you won't. I don't know. I hope you can. Okay. There went the camera. Okay. Now what I was doing with my right hand with the claw hammer, way of playing. That's how you play it. The rhythm of it is bump diddy. It's bump diddy over and over. Bump diddy, bump diddy, bump diddy, bump diddy. It's like when you have a pick and you're playing a guitar and you're going. Dun da da dun da da dun da da dun. But it's nothing like playing with a pick. Your fingernails are the pick, and you always go downward except for the thumb. Now let me show you how to do it. It's the claw hammer way to play. First of all, you hold your hand like that. I even read somewhere you're supposed to put an ink pen in there like that, and that trains you to do it. I don't know about that. But go like that. You don't want your hand all over the place. You want to get locked in like this. Not super locked in, but this is how you hold it. Okay. With your index finger, hit the middle string, the G string. Let's do that 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 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 See, my whole hand is moving. Again. Okay? If you notice, from the wrist to the tip of my finger is locked. I may move my hand, but I'm really not doing this. Later on, I might be doing a little bit of this, but it's a stiff hand. They should call it stiff hammer playing or something, but they call it claw hammer. Okay. Now, after you get that, there's 3 steps. That was step 1. Step 2 is with your other fingers, either with 1 finger, 2 fingers, or the other 3 fingers, but usually not with your pointer. You just brush the strings. Okay, so it goes. But as you brush the strings, you have to catch your thumb on that 5th string. It's called the 5th, not the 1st. You can do it here. You can do it here. Practice